This man we have here today is one of the most exciting prospects currently on the UFC roster. He has fought some absolute killers so far from the Contenders series and into the UFC. The hype on him is completely and utterly well-deserved. He's recently coming off a win over Armen Petrosyan just last weekend. Please join me in saying a bom dia and a massive parabéns to the one and only Caio Borralho. How are you doing?
Hey, brother, how you doing, brother? I'm doing well. Already in my home, chilling. Like lying down. That's the life right now. Like take some time to rest.
But perfect after a massive fight like you just had. But before I get the interview started, how was my Portuguese out of 10? How would you rate it?
Was really good, brother. Your bom dia and obrigado was really, parabéns was really good.
Perfect. And I see you're back home now, back in the hammock. How has it been since your fight? What have you done to celebrate?
Actually, not too much. I like to celebrate with my people, my family. So I just got to São Paulo today, arrived today. So I think all this week I'm gonna be here, stay here in São Paulo, celebrating with my team, and my wife is here with me and everyone. So I will go home like to my hometown, I think on Monday, and then I'm gonna spend like 3 weeks there. There's a lot of people wanting to see me there. All my families around there, they want to see me celebrate this victory, celebrate all the victories. Actually, like it's been 4 fights in 10 months, so it's been a long road this last year. So yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm so happy with my performance. Yeah, I'm happy that now I can leave everything that I was visualizing for years. That's it.
I mean, like you said, you sort of mentioned in the interviews after your fight that you wanted some time away. Obviously, it's been a tough year. You've been really, really active in fighting. You wanted to get away with your wife. Do you have any plans on where you want to go for holiday?
Actually, we're going to my hometown, and then we're going to spend 3 weeks there to a holiday. We'll be like just resting, lifting some weights, not thinking about fighting, like at least for 1 month. So, but we have some trips I wanna do. I wanted to go to Austin to train with Craig Jones before my next fight. So it will be around September or August, something like that. And then she will go with me, and then we can enjoy the trip and train hard. And then after that, there's a friend of mine that's gonna fight in Vegas. A teammate is gonna fight in Vegas, so I'm gonna enjoy the moments there, training with the guys Extreme Couture too. So my wife will be there with me too, and that's it, brother. I'm looking forward to what comes next. And I'm looking forward.
I'm sure after like a long weight cut and lots of fights, you're having some time off and you can finally not only celebrate and relax, but you can eat what you want as well. I mean, what's your go-to meal after a fight? I saw on your Instagram that you like cheesy Doritos. So have you been eating lots of those?
Actually, I don't eat too much Doritos. I like it, but I don't eat too much. One thing that I like most is barbecue, man.
Hmm.
Meat. I like to, if I could, I would do barbecue every day at hometown. But I can't do it every day. So I'm gonna spend time, eat some fish with my grandpa, eat some good food from my hometown, and now it's time to rest, man.
It's definitely, the rest is definitely well deserved after that dominating performance you put on. You did it, obviously. You fought leader of the fighting nerds. You saying a lot about the fighting nerds and the fight IQ. Where did that name sort of come from, and did you just make that up?
Yeah, I think someone gave the name for us. I was fighting the Future FC, is a regional event here in Brazil and South America. I was fighting there, and the guy was talking about my fight IQ, and then he said, "Oh, he's a fighter. He don't like to take risks and stuff." So after that, the name just got it. Like we were kind of realizing that we studied too much about MMA, about everything around the mixed martial arts and about martial arts. We were studying about like nutrition, dehydration, like power, how to do a movement to be more powerful. We're like the nerds of fighting, you know. So the guy called us this name, so we went through it, you know. So now our MMA team is called for the fighting nerds, and that's it. There's a lot of nerd that can fight.
That's an amazing and obviously creative name. And leading up to your fight, you also, talked about that, and you also said, quite rightly so, you're the king of the Apex. You fought there in the Contender Series and in the UFC a few times. I mean, you just keep winning there. I mean, would you like your next fight to be there, or is it time to fight in front of a crowd?
Oh, I think I'm already the king of the Apex. You know, I don't need to prove anything more like on the Apex anymore. But I want to fight in the big stage, man. Some big cards, you know, with a lot of people screaming. It can be in Brazil or in America. I know that there's gonna be huge amount of fans going there and attend to the event. So I want to fight in front of them. You know, now I think I'm ready to the big stage, to the big guys, and to the big arenas. You know, I think I'll be even better in those kind of areas. You know, so I need a car that is gonna be a crowd. You know, that's what I need right now. But you know, I'm a company man, and so if the UFC wants me to take down the Apex again, I'm just gonna there defend my reign. You know, like I'm gonna call it a main event. So if they put me in the main event in the Apex, I'm in.
I mean, your last fight in the Apex before Armen, obviously, it ended not the way you wanted to. Obviously, it was quite a frustrating decision, especially after you dominated. So going into this fight, did that sort of give you some extra motivation to really get the win and put on a show?
Yeah, for sure, man. That's what to prove to everyone. Like that doesn't matter that I dominated the fight, but I don't see that way. You know, I dominated the entire fight in the two fights I dominated, and I deserved to win my last one, even though it was by an illegal knee. You know, it wasn't intentional. So yeah, I needed to prove to everyone that I can control the entire rounds without messing up in the end. You know, of course that I wanted to finish. I wanted to finish so bad, but the guy was doing very well, defending himself, put some weight in my hips with his hips, so it was hard to finish. But I'm working on it. You'll see a finish soon in the UFC.
I'm sure we will. I mean, you keep fighting Eastern European guys. Is this something you're asking for? Is it just, or is it just a complete coincidence?
It's a coincidence, man. Here in Brazil. Oh, sorry. There's a plane going. Sorry. Let's wait a little bit. But here in Brazil, I think people in this part they are too afraid of Russians and all these guys. You know, think about their mentality and stuff. So I wanted to prove them wrong. You know, like not wasn't fights that I chose, but was fights that I was happy with it. You know, because I could prove to everyone that man, they are just like us. You know, they're humans like us. They bleed like us. They fear like us. So there's nothing about those guys. They are good. They are doing this. She said they were little kids with the combat sambo and the wrestling and everything. But I think we're better, man. And we Brazilians are better. We are the best. The Brazilians are the best, man. We prove this every day. All the champions, the most of the champions are Brazilian. So we dominate the MMA, man. We create it and we dominate. So I'm here to prove it too. You know.
I mean, like you said, there's been many Brazilian champions in the UFC and the wider space of MMA, and recently we've seen sort of, Eastern European guys like Khabib sort of coming through and being champions. Do you think there's sort of a rivalry there between like Brazilians and Europeans, or do you think sort of like the Russian guys have got like quite a long way to go to catch up with the Brazilians?
Yeah, actually, I don't face it like a rivalry. I don't face it like this. You know, I like the Russian guys. I'm friend of Ankalaev and Sukrab, his coach, and all the other guys. I'm friend of them. Turaev, that is my weight class. They are friends of mine. We train together, but I don't want to make this a rivalry. You know, like everyone is calling me the Russian killer, because I'm hunting all these Russians, but it's nothing personal, man. It's just business, and I'm here to do my job. So anyone they put in front of me, even a Brazilian or a Russian or anyone, American, anyone, I'll be ready, and I'll take his head off. That's what I need to do.
I mean, obviously, you fought like a tough Armenian guy in Armen just recently last weekend, and he was coming off quite an impressive, 3-fight win streak. Obviously, you were on a good streak yourself. So, how important was sort of momentum going up into that fight?
Yeah, actually, it was a hard fight to go in, man, because Armin is a killer. I was dreaming about this guy for several weeks, about like his striking and just, like the doubts always come into our mind. So I kept dreaming about this guy, and he made me better, man. He made me prepare better. He made me prepare myself in all the ways that I could do, and I left this fight bigger, man. I left this fight better. I leave this fight better, like a better athlete, a better human being, and was good because he all of his 6 wins of his 7 wins was by knockout. So I couldn't be another one that he was going to knock out, man. So that was what I was keeping inside my mind, and it came true.
I mean, in that fight, you took him down almost immediately, and you had his back for pretty much the whole of round one. So going into the corner after that round, were you quite confident that that's how the fight was going to go?
Yeah, for sure, man. When I did my first double leg, uh, I saw the double was there all day. Man, he couldn't take my timing. So I knew that if I had to, the double leg was there. So every time that I felt he was like unbalanced and not in the distance that he wanted, I did the double leg.
Rounds as well. There was a lot of cage control from you. Was that sort of a tactical play as you knew he was going to come out quite aggressive as he was down on the cards?
Yeah, for sure. I knew that he was going to come strong in the third round, and he has very hard kicks. So I needed to close the distance a little bit and keep the ugly work, the ugly boxing, the ugly work. So that's the kind of the work that I needed to do, and I did, man. I'm very disciplined in my game plan. I don't get too emotional. I don't let things like make me miss. If you see the entire fight, I didn't miss, man. I didn't miss a thing in the entire fight. I was doing right everything that I was doing. So that's the fight that I want to. Of course, I want to finish all the time, man. I'm a finisher. I can knock out. I can submit, but the control is most important.
And obviously, I think once the final bell rang, it was quite obvious that you were going to get the decision victory. And you said on Twitter, what one judge gave it 29-28, which was a bit crazy, obviously, in your eyes. How close did you think sort of like that last round was, and like why do you think he sort of gave one round for Armen?
Maybe because of the kicks when I was lying down on my back. That's the only thing that he did. Actually, it hurted me. My foot is swallowed, my leg is swallowed. But that's the only thing, man. I controlled him the entire time in the cage, on the ground, on his back. And I think it could be a 3-30-27, but I'm okay with 29-28, no problem. But there's no doubt that I dominated him, man. There's no doubt about it. Gregory Rodriguez is really a big guy that's coming very good in this division, and he couldn't keep Armin down. He couldn't control Armin, so I could do it. So I'm be showing my skills. That's what I wanted them to see, my skills.
Is there anything he did in that fight that surprised you?
Yeah, his back control his back defense was very very good, man. His hips, all his the weight of his hips was on my hips. He was trying to be like higher than me all the time when I was on his back. So I needed to work a lot with my legs, and then I couldn't use too much my arms to finish because I was worried about my legs and control him. So this defense of him really impressed me. I didn't know he was a guy that was gonna have a very good defense. So that's it.
And obviously, after the fight, get on the mic and call out Driscus Duplessis. I mean, why him out of everyone?
Like we have a funny story. He entered in my spot in the UFC before I entered in the contender. I was supposed to fight Marcos Maluco in short notice, but the UFC took him first. So I faced it like, oh, this man took my spot. And then I've been seeing him the UFC. He's doing very good, and he just entered into the rankings, and he's a guy that I know I can beat. So was a good call out. I think like I'm going little in the rankings, but top 15 it will be good, and I can win. I can win this guy. That all his games I think match with my game, so that was a good call out because I know I can beat him, and I'll be in a good position in the rankings too. In my third fight.
What did you make
And
of?
I think it's fair, man. Like it's two co-main events against two world champions in both categories in wrestling and in kickboxing, and I did what I did. So I think I deserve a spot in the rankings, or even to fight for a spot in the rankings. And I think Dricus Duplessis is the guy that my game matches too well.
What did you make of his last fight?
He he actually was good. I thought that he was going to lose, and I was thinking to myself, "Oh man, I'm not gonna call this guy if he loses." But he got his shit together. He got the job done. Brett Tavares, I think he broke his nose in the first round, so this really messed up things for him into the fight. But I think Draco Duplessis, he has heart, man. He moves forward. He was tired in the first round, and he was keeping moving forward. So it was a good fight to watch. But I think he has a lot of holes in his game, even on the ground and on the feet. He has a lot of holes, and I will take advantage if he signed that contract because I got no response yet.
I know you said obviously you want to fight him and you want to take some time off. So how quickly would you like to get back in the octagon and fight Driscus?
Yeah, I think the best date for me is around final October or November. I think that's the best date. So I can take like 1 month rest. I can travel to develop my skills with the guy on B team in Austin, Texas, with Craig Jones and all these guys. And I can develop some skills about finishing and stuff. And I want to train at Sanford too. So I talked to Henry Hoof, and I wanted to go to Sanford to train there for like 2 or 3 weeks just to develop myself, man, get better, train with fresh guys, with all the guys. Uh, so after that, and we'll come back to Brazil and do like 8 weeks fight camp. I'll be ready to fight. So I think it will be around November. Even December is a good day for me. But I want to fight at least one time until the end of the year.
I think after your fight, like a lot of people, like all the fans know your name and they all think you're an exciting prospect in your division. Oh, lovely dog. What's his name?
Sorry. Yeah, it's Hush.
Hush.
See, Hush. Hey, hey, baby.
Oh,
There's another one over there. Her name is Tuka.
Luca. Nice.
Sorry about that.
No worries. Do you think
So
you could?
what are you saying?
Oh, well, but before I get on to that, do you think you could ever bring the dogs to the fight? Hopefully, one day you fight in Brazil, you can bring the dogs.
Yeah, for sure. It would be good to be walking with the dogs in the hotel. Like I saw the Portuguese guy doing it. What's it? André Fialho.
Yeah.
We were in the hotel in the residency in Las Vegas, and he was with his dog, so it was very cool. I wanted to bring mine too.
I think John Jones has been recently. I think early this year. I don't know if you saw the video. He was on the plane with his dog. So is traveling with your dog something you would do also?
Yeah, I want to do. I want, man. I can't leave my dogs. I miss them so much.
I think after your fight, like a lot of the fans obviously know your name. They think you're so exciting. They really think in a division as stacked as yours, they really tout you as an exciting prospect, and even the dark horse of the division. And you're also, I'm not sure if you've seen, you've got a lot of comparisons to Paulo Costa. I mean, have you heard of that before? And what do you make of that?
Oh man, there's a lot of guys since I was in the contender doing these comparisons. I think like I'm prettier than him. Man. I'm cooler than him. I have good tattoos. He doesn't have any of the tattoos. I think he's more muscular than me, but I think I'm prettier. I'm cooler. I can talk better. So, but I do good with the comparison, man. Like Paulo Costa is a killer. He's an idol here in Brazil, so I think he's doing good. Uh, and I think he's a machine, man. I train with him. We spent 10 days training together every day. He's a fucking machine, man. He's a muscular and a mean machine. So it's good to be compared with him. No problem to me. I like this guy.
I know he's a fellow Brazilian, obviously, but is that one day a fight that could be potentially made?
Yeah, for sure. If he make weight. He's too big right now, man. I don't know if he's gonna even make weight to 185, but he has this fight with Luke Rockhold. Let's see if he make weight. And if you get into my weight someday, for sure, man, it's business. Like I like the guy, but it's just business. I can fight anyone in my division.
I mean, you guys are certainly two talented Brazilians. And looking beyond you two, obviously, apart from yourself, who could you potentially see as the next Brazilian champion in the UFC?
Against all the Brazilian prospects,
Yeah, if there's
like
anyone just in
yeah,
Brazil in the UFC right now, who
yeah,
could you see as the next champion?
yeah. Actually, I think Alex Pereira is very close. Like he has his fight against Easy right now, and that's the fight to make. And I think he won from Easy like 2 times already, and I think that he could do the same in MMA. Man. So I think he can be the champion for sure. I think Alex Pereira can be the champion,
Do you think he knocks Israel Adesanya out?
even though he thought yeah, maybe I think so. Or he's gonna pressure a lot.
Away from the fighting talk for just a second, obviously, like you said before, you've got a lot of quite cool and interesting tattoos, especially the free spirit on your neck. I mean, can you just talk to me about what sort of being a free spirit means to you and how you came across getting that tattoo on your neck?
Yeah, actually, man, that's a lot of meanings on this tattoo. Like it's a mixing of everything. Like the free spirit message is the way that I see myself inside the octagon. Like free of pressure, free of fear, free of anxiety, free of everything that is gonna disturb me. So I'm just free around there. I just don't think. I just go with the flow. I think I'm a free spirit inside the octagon. That's one meaning of this tattoo. The other meaning is a message that I want to pass. Like with social media and all these things growing up, I think there's a lot of people want to be another one. So I think you need to be more yourself, more unique. And if you be yourself, you're gonna be a free spirit, because you don't care. You don't fucking care about what anything that the other's gonna say. You don't need to fit in any pattern in any way that the others want, just the way you want. So that's kind of being a free spirit is. And the third meaning, actually, I was living a hard days with all the surgeries and all my injuries and everything. And then I was getting some anxiety crisis, like I couldn't breathe good, and I spent like a year like this without knowing what I had. And then there was a song named Free Spirit from Khalid that I was always playing that song when I feel like anxiety, and then song made me feel calm, made me feel better. So it was a song that really got me. And the name of the song is Free Spirit too. So there's a lot of meanings behind my tattoos. That's why it's just like phrases and something words. It's not images, because I want to pass some message to the world. I want to pass who I am and pass some message to inspire people. That's what I want with those tattoos. Actually, I made all those tattoos before I was in the UFC, because I knew that was going to be into the UFC passing this message. So yeah, I just visualize it, and it's happening right now. Even though there's a lot of guys that say shit about my tattoos, but I don't care, man. I love my tattoos. I love them.
I mean, what hurts more, getting tattooed on the neck or punched in the face?
Oh man, I think get tattoo on the neck hurts more for sure, no doubt about it. You don't feel get punched in the face, man, but in the neck, the tattoo, this needle, man, it's crazy.
Like you said, I can imagine once you get a tattoo on the neck, I mean, you've got to be a fighter now, that there's just no other option. So it's that extra motivation.
Yeah, it was almost like that. Like, oh man, that now there's no way back. I can be a doctor. I cannot be anything with this tattoo in my neck. I need to be a fighter. That's it.
And just before I let you go, final question I've got for you today. Obviously, you're going to head to your hometown soon. You're back in Sao Paulo. If I were to come and visit you in your hometown, where would you take me for a day out?
Oh, in São Paulo, I could take you to a lot of places, but in my hometown, I would take you to a reggae discotheque. Like
Oh,
we
sounds
dance
good.
reggae like together. Like it's very common there. It's very traditional, the reggae and the surf in my hometown. So I could bring you there. I could bring you to the beach to see the guys. Like to have some surf and that's it, man. There's a lot of things that we can do there, but I think the reggae will be a very good thing.
Perfect. Well, hopefully one day I hope to come get that invite. Thank you so much for your time. If you've got anything more like you want to shout out, any sponsors, anyone in particular, the floor is yours.
Yeah, actually, I just want to thank you, man, for this space. It's for inviting me to this interview, to this conversation. Always good to talk with the people in America. Like I need to enjoy that I can talk in English. Not too many Brazilians fighters can talk in English, so I can talk in English. So it's good to be talking with the guys in America too, with these people, and that's it, man. There's a lot of things coming on, like I'm talking to the guys on Block Asset. There's a lot of major things that can pop up really soon. So I'm looking forward to share this news with you guys.